Welcome. It's 7:30. Let's get started. So we're talking about my seventh day of entrepreneurial goofs that I hope you can learn from. Let's get busy. So you probably saw the title a bit about the right tools for the job. One of the and it's very common when we get into it's your own business and your own, you're excited, is oftentimes there's two things. One is you want to save money, cut corners. Other one is just you just don't know what you don't know sometimes. And when we talk about tools, it could be anything from a printer you use to a computer to software. And I think nowadays everybody kind of get any pretty much any computer is going to work. Your hardware stuff is kind of settled. There's really not that much to worry about in that. Now again, that depends. If you are producing a product that takes a very specific kind of equipment, maybe you're in manufacturing, you have to have a certain metal press or a soldering jig or whatever it is for what you do. That's a little bit different, and that's very specific to your industry, and that's something that obviously we can't generalize about. So what I'm talking about is management tools, marketing tools, things that kind of all businesses have in common. And in today's world, and I mentioned this before, that the tools for running a business have never been better or more easily accessible. So it's really a fascinating time to be an entrepreneur. And I've talked with many of my friends and colleagues about this, and my belief, and I think some of the evidence out that I've seen shows this, is the government's response to the COVID, well, at least our government in America and most Western countries, to basically shut down businesses and well, small businesses, large businesses are free to operate. It has caused a lot of people to lose work, lose their jobs, cut their hours back, work from home. And I think, in my opinion, it's going to cause an entrepreneurial wave, or it has caused an entrepreneurial wave for two reasons. One is people who their jobs are just gone, so they have to do something else, so they have to get creative. And two, I think a lot of people have realized that they don't have to show up at a brick and mortar office, 50 hours a week to accomplish their objectives, to raise money for their, generate income. So I think those two factors have really conspired to create a wave of entrepreneurial energy. And that's exciting as an entrepreneur, because I believe entrepreneurship is a lost art in our country. We over the last 100 years, we've really converted our society's energy into becoming employees. And there's nothing wrong with being employed. I don't misunderstand me. They both have to work together. But if you go back 100, 120 years ago, a huge proportion of the people in our country were self-employed, or they had a business of their own. They had a small business, a mom and pop, or a family business, or a community business. And we got into well, I don't want to get too off on a tangent because that's a whole other topic. Anyway, so I'm excited about the entrepreneurial wave. People getting, turning their side hustles into jobs. People realizing that it's more rewarding to work for themselves. It is more risky. It is oftentimes more stressful. But if you enjoy you're being the captain of your own ship and setting, your sail for your vision, it's pretty exciting. So let's talk about the tools for the job. Software tools are kind of what I want to focus on today. And if you have a business, I think we're talking about this, you need to have some way to manage the money coming in, the money going out, the leads, if you will, coming in, your customers. And if you don't have a system for that, or you don't have tools for that, a lot of things are going to fall through the cracks, and you're going to miss a lot of opportunities. The cool thing is, like I mentioned before, the tools we have for this are amazing. The CRM platforms that businesses have access to often are integrated with, like I use one that has, not only does it have a typical CRM with leads and email and texting, but I can do courses, video courses. I can create lead pages and funnels. I can do video. I have my own social network community, and I'm pretty excited about that. So this tool I have does all this stuff. And lots of other ones will do similar things, or maybe your business doesn't need that stuff, or maybe your business needs something totally different, but the tools are out there. And I really want to encourage you to look around and don't just listen to sales reps. Listen to people who actually ask you questions like, hey, what do you need from your business? What is it you're looking for? What challenges do you have? What problems do you have to solve? And use those tools that make the most sense. And if you do this, you're going to be able to manage what's going on. There's a lot of moving parts to a business, and if you haven't opened a business or you think about opening a business, you will quickly realize there is way more stuff going on than you ever imagined. And this is one of the reasons people don't do entrepreneurship. That's one of the reasons people like to just, go to a company and work for them. They don't want to deal with the stress and invest their money and time into something that may not work. And as an entrepreneur and a small business owner, I think, I'm confident most people who who are employees and always been employees have no actual idea what it's like to be on the hook for this stuff. And it's very frustrating when you hear people say, "Oh, well, we deserve more this and that," But if they lost their job tomorrow, they just find another job. When a business owner loses their job, they lose their job, they lose their investment, they lose years of their life. It's a very different kind of thing. So, although I'm a big believer in entrepreneurship, like I said before, it's not for everybody. But the tools we have are so much better than they used to be. The software, the cloud service company, so you have all this stuff. You don't have to store it on your computer. So if you are taking your laptop home, you can still access all your records, and you can still get to your customers, and you can still answer questions. You can still sell merchandise. Oh, I remember when CRMs first came out online, or not even online, but they came out, it was all called locally stored. So you had an office computer, and it was usually not a laptop. This is a laptop I'm using here. Actually, all my computers are laptops now. But you had a PC, or probably maybe a Mac back then, and all your data was stored there. So if you were on the road, or if you were at home and you needed to look up a customer's file, you were kind of out of luck because it was local. It was on that computer, unless you had a disk, maybe even a floppy disk. That hasn't happened for a long time. Anyway, so my point being is find the right tools for what you need. They are, because if you don't, and I've done this, guys. I've done the whole, I don't need to buy this next thing because I can do it myself, or I can get this discount product. And I'm telling you, this whole series is my entrepreneurial goofs. I'm telling you because I've done these mistakes. I've tried to cheap out. I've tried to do it myself, and I'm able to do a lot of things, but I can't do everything. And there are some things that I don't do very well. And one of the challenges is you have to look at your skill set and realize if you don't do something well, you have two options. You can either outsource it, if you have software, or you hire someone to do it for you, or you level your skill up. And as an entrepreneur, you have to decide what makes more sense for you. Sometimes leveling your own skill up makes perfect sense because that'll get you to the next level of ability. But a lot of times you look at something that's well, if I just pay $100 a month for the software, it will do all this stuff that I used to do in 4 hours. It'll do it in 10 minutes. So well, gosh, that's a pretty good, ROI. So use the tools for the job. Reach out to people who are in your industry that are already there, or if you're trying to expand, people who are ahead of you in the industry, and find out what they're using. Find out what works well. Look around, do some research. And again, when you want to upgrade your software, you want to find a new tool, rather than just having someone sell you, find someone who's asking you hey, what is it you need to do? How much do you need to accomplish? What's your budget? What is it you have the biggest challenges with? Those are the kind of questions that really lead you to the right tool. Hope that makes sense, guys. Again, this is a live video, and I'm still giving away my second favorite book this week. So if you got this far, I appreciate it. I want you to leave a number between 1 and 100. I'm going to do my random number generator on Friday. The closest one to that number will win the book. I gave out my number one book last week. It was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you didn't know that. And this week I'll be giving out another book, which is amazing for small business owners. And it's my second favorite entrepreneurial book, and I'll give it out Friday. So you guys have a fantastic day. Hit me up if you have any questions. You know where to find me. It's going to be easy. This is my place. So all these live videos are going to be up on the YouTube channel, which was not listed here, but I will be up there. It's basically Harvest Coach Daryl YouTube. and you can access the videos, go back, and I'll have a lot more tips for business owners. It's very important that for me, that I give back to the entrepreneurial community. I'm such a believer in it. It's been amazingly rewarding. It's been amazing. It's an interesting journey. It's up and down. So leave me a comment. Tell me, if you're in business, what business are you in? If you're not in business, what business would you like to be in? Do you have a side hustle? If you have a side hustle, maybe it turns into a real hustle one day. All right, Coach Johnson out. I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic, amazing, super terrific Tuesday, or whatever day you guys are watching this.